you seen from them, and particularly about the way that they run and what Jaye Carson sort of brings to the table?
I know he controls the game. He gets his guys in line. He pushes the ball definitely like off misses and makes, and they have a lot of size. They have a big 7-footer, 7'2", two guy. They have another 6'10", a couple 7-footers off the bench. So they're gonna have size down low. We just got to make sure we rebound.
Yeah, Baczynski's blocked, I think, 53 shots this year. What do you kind of have to do to neutralize that in some way?
Get into his chest, don't fade away and stuff. Just go straight at him.
With you guys on a bit of a skid, you could kind of say, how's the attitude been in practice last couple of days?
I think the attitude's been pretty good. We just have to build on those losses and change those negatives to positives, learn from the mistakes we made in those losses, and bring our A game on Saturday.
You guys still excited to be at practice?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you get to learn and fix your mistakes.
Let's talk about the excitement this weekend, what it's going to bring.
It's a big game. It's another high-level team coming in, Arizona State, and we just want to make sure we come out here and win. You know, we let 2 games slip away from us, so we got to make sure we make up for it this Saturday.
And it is Dollar Day.
It is. Yeah, just in terms of kind of this is sort of the last Big 12 caliber level team that you'll face before that starts. How important just is it for a confidence level to get a win against a team like this?
I mean, it brings confidence to win any game, but especially against a big team in the Pac-12 that we know has a lot of talent. It's just going to let us know like where we are as far as a Big 12 team. So we definitely need to get this win, and the wins after that. Don't look past the other teams that we have before we get to the Big 12. So I mean, this one will definitely help us.
They like to run a lot, just like you guys do. Does it kind of make for an exciting challenge to kind of play a team that's going to try to do similar things?
It should be, and they might press a little bit too. And I mean, we worked on things to make sure we can break that. So I mean, it'll be a fast-paced game. It should be fun.
You've been around a while, but is closing out games, is that something that teams kind of have to learn how to do?
Yeah, especially with a team with a bunch of new guys, a young team. You got to learn how to. We were just talking about it. Like 5 out of the 6 possessions. A couple games ago, they scored and we didn't finish, and we had like a good run against Alabama. But when it came crunch time, they were making their free throws at the end of the game and making little layups that we didn't stop. So we got to close games.
And how important is it going to be for you guys to come in and start the game off that fast?
It's going to be important to come out and just show that. To play our game, to play fast-paced, to get out there and get some steals off the press and score easy buckets. We can't force too many things inside because they have those bigs out there blocking shots. So we just got to play our game and don't force anything. Let the game come to us.
I know you've been productive whenever you come off the bench, and I know you talked about being comfortable with that role. But do you politic at all with Coach Walker about maybe what you could provide if you did start to kind of get that energy going right away?
No, I've never really even talked to him about starting. I mean, I think Dayon and JT's doing great out there. JT's coming along. We just got to get Dayon coming out there and being a beast on the board. So, I mean, I guess the way it's going right now with me off the bench is perfect.
But obviously, Jaye is a guy who is a highly rated freshman, kind of like yourself. And do you look forward to the challenge of playing a guy like that?
Yes, sir. Every time in my career when I play against the best, he labeled the best, so I'm looking forward to playing against him tomorrow night.
Did you ever have any run-ins with him during AAU or anything like that?
I never really had run-ins to any big-time players. I didn't really play AAU.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the excitement this weekend, what it's going to bring, and the efforts you guys are going to have to make to win this game.
We coming to play. Start our Christmas off early with a good win, so that'll be great for us to have a good break off a win.
How much have you guys learned about yourselves and about this team in these last 2 games when they've kind of come down to the wire like that?
We came together as a team and a family. We stuck together. We fought through it as a team, and everybody defined their roles, and we just came together all around, even the coaches.
It seems like you've become a little bit more comfortable in your decision-making throughout the games. How do you kind of feel like you've adapted so far?
I'm coming along. I'm not where I want to be at. I mean, the game still seems fast because I'm a freshman. I have no experience, but it's coming along.
Do you guys like the challenge? You're going to face a team, Arizona State, that kind of likes to do a lot of the same things you do, likes to run a little bit. Do you look forward to playing a team with similar sort of characteristics as you?
Yes. We're looking forward to playing against them. They run just like we run. They play similar game as ours, so we're just looking forward to playing the game tomorrow.
Coach Walker preaches attitude in every practice. How's the attitude been in practice the last couple of days with the team?
As a team, our attitude been great. We've been competing. We had a little distraction yesterday, but that's come with competing hard. You know, it be like that sometimes. So But as a team, our attitude been great.
What do you think, kind of just getting over the hump? You know, you guys have obviously played a good team in Alabama close. What would just getting over the hump and getting a win against a good team like that do confidence level wise?
It'll make us all feel great. Texas Tech fans, us, the basketball team, the coaching staff, everybody feel great. We lost some tough ones. We lost some against some big games. So by us winning this game tomorrow night, it'll bring our confidence back up and we'll be ready to come back after break.
What does Arizona State bring to the table?
You know, they bring a quality Pac-10 opponent, an opportunity for us to get a win against a BCS school. They're a great point guard, great big guy who scores and blocks shots, point guard who controls the flow of the games, their leading scorer. They're a quality team. They made a lot of roster changes from last year, but they're playing well. They're 9-2. It's an opportunity for us to, like I said before, get a quality win against a Pac-10 opponent, Pac-12 opponent, shall I say.
Carson has drawn a lot of attention nationally. From what you've seen on film, what makes him so effective?
I mean, it's just his head. I mean, he really knows how to control the game. He's a redshirt freshman. He's not a freshman like our guys, but he's had a chance to play college basketball for a year from a practice standpoint and get used to the speed of the game. And now he's playing games. I saw him in high school. You know, I knew he's as good as he is advertised right now. We have to do a very good job of just being solid, staying in front of him and contesting the shots, and not allow him to control the game.
Now with this team, what is that kind of a fun challenge for you guys? Playing a team that has kind of wants to do some of the similar things.
Yeah, I mean that's the way we play. It's not so much about what they do. The other part is, you know, they play 7 guys. You know, and I think we faced the same thing last time against Alabama, and they played 8 guys, and I think those guys got tired down the stretch. So now they're even one less guy down, and they have a big guy who's not the fastest, but he's a pretty good player. So, you know, that's one of our goals every single game is the last 10 minutes to really own those last 10 minutes. But, you know, the bottom line is going to come down to, in every game, especially in these type of games where you're playing as a Big 12 type team, it's going to come down to stops at the end of the game. Did a great job for a very long time in the Alabama game to get stops, but the last 5 or 6 possessions, we didn't get the stops that we needed. And then this happened in the last game against McNeese State too. So as well as we're doing, we have to close games. And that's what I'm on the guys about right now. So guys, as the half gets tighter and tighter, you know, really, really good teams close the game out, not offensively, but defensively.
And Coach, just talk about what you want to do on defense, you know, just so we can get this win out of Arizona.
The bottom line is, again, you know, we're going to play a similar game to Alabama. It's going to come down to getting the rebound, you know, contesting shots, you know, keeping guys out of the paint. And once they shoot the ball, that's when the game starts. It's a second shot rebounds. And we got to make sure that we, you know, the game against Alabama, not to belabor the point, but they had 15 second chance points and they had no second chance points in the second half. That allowed us a chance to win. But we can't take 30 minutes or 20 minutes to get that going. So at the end of the day, they got to come out with a more focused attitude about winning this game because I believe it's a very winnable game for us and it's a home game. And I know we're going to have a great crowd as everybody looking forward to going to Christmas shopping and stuff. So hopefully they all come in before they do that. But at the end of the day, the number one thing we need to do is play as a team and play harder than Arizona State.
Now you talk about kind of that fast start, and obviously when Jaye comes in, he brings it right away. Has there been any thought of what starting him could potentially do if he to kind of get that edge right out of the gate?
I mean, it could be. You know, I mean, obviously, I've talked publicly about moving some things around just so we can become a little bit more efficient, not necessarily on defense, which, you know, where we really need to work on some things, but offensively to kind of tweak some things to help some guys get out of their slump a little bit. And there are going to be some things. I'm not going to say right now what I'm going to do because I'm going to sleep on it, but there's some things that we're going to do to kind of move things around a little bit to make sure that we give ourselves the optimum chance of winning. And then at the end of the game, you know, work more defensive-minded, try to make sure we get the stops and rebounds we need to close things out.
Is that the toughest thing to do with a young team, figure out how to close games? Is that one of the tougher things for a team to figure out how to do consistently?
Oh, no question. You know, what it comes down to, if there's been 8 games, we've had 8 trial runs to see what kind of team we are. And as that happened, things start to unfold. And now we're figuring out who we are. You know, we may not be the best shooting team right now. I'm not saying that may not change as the season goes on. So we have to find different ways to win. But the number one way I know you can win is stopping the other team from scoring. So what we have to do is we have to continue to push for that, and I have to continue to demand that we have to get every loose ball. There's several times in the game where we didn't come up with a loose ball, and they made a shot at the end of the shot clock, or they made a big shot, and that's what young teams don't understand, that play right there could be the difference in the game. You lose by 4, you miss a layup here and there, you don't get the loose ball. It's a different game, and they don't understand how things compound and how they add up as the game goes on. So, I'm going to continue to beat that horse and make sure these guys understand the importance of everything matters, every play matters.
Go ahead.
When you have some guys that are struggling shooting, particularly from the outside, as a coach, are you kind of one that says, just shoot your way out of it, or how do you kind of address it when guys are kind of slumping a little bit?
Bottom line is percentages don't lie. This game is a game of percentages, and you just point it out to them and say, hey guys, you know what? Maybe we need to drive the ball a little bit more, get to the foul line, and get those same points. And then maybe you limit them. Hey, if you make your first one, you can keep shooting. But at the end, but the bottom line is that we have to make sure that they're being as efficient as possible, and understand that you being efficient and you maybe not doing something that's not working for you helps the team win. And we just have to make sure those guys understand that throwing the ball and playing inside out is a good thing for this team, and that'll get Tolbert and Dayon going more. And if people start to collapse on them, that'll help other things too. Jay's playing phenomenal regardless, and we, to be honest with you, we don't run any plays for Jay. Jay's just a workhorse, and he just gets it done. And that's why I'm challenging Tolbert and Dayon. I said, hey guys, we don't run any plays for Jay. Yes, he gets it done. You guys have to take that same type of mentality whether you get the ball. But what I want you guys to do, I want you to channel that energy to the defensive end and make sure you guys become gatekeepers and help us while we're pressuring the ball. And our guards got to do a better job keeping guys in front of them. But if we can get those guys to play better on defense, and coincidentally, like I told Tolbert, I challenged him today, Tolbert didn't have a defensive rebound last game. We got to do better than that. And he's much better than that, and he's going to be much better than that. And so is Dayon. So that's, to me, where our situation is more prevalent. We need to rebound the ball more, and we need to get stopped in the last 5 possessions of the game.
You preach attitude a lot. How's the attitude with the team in a bit of a skid that they're in right now? How's their attitude been in practice with all the stuff you're working on?
It's been great. I wouldn't say we're in a skid. I would just say that we're in a learning process. This is our journey right now, and our journey is that we're finding out who we are. We've had a situation where we played at McNeese State. We found out we need to play both halves. We played a game in Alabama, which is a quality opponent, and we found out again we need to play both halves. But we also found out that we're good enough to play with a quality opponent, and now we need to play with a quality opponent and win. So every situation is just a learning situation for us, and I believe that, and I continues to preach to these guys, it's the best team we could be by the end of the year, not 8 games in. There are a lot of teams that are winning games right now. They may not win games at the end, and we just have to continue to believe and stay true to our foundation, which is play hard, play together, play smart with pride. And we're getting some of those foundational things down, but the number one thing that we have to continue to do is play smart. And that's not only smart on offense by not turning the ball over. We have to play smart on defense and make sure that we rebound. That's the number one thing. Number two thing we have to do.
Coach, the way the second half played out against Alabama, and you guys did some really good things. I think that maybe there's some momentum will carry over that, hey, when we play the right way, we're a very competitive team. Absolutely. And I'm challenging these guys to understand that, they have to know their roles, and you have to be happy with your role. You have to be happy with being a team. It's not a group of individuals out there, and you can't play that way. And defensively is the number one place that you can find out if guys are selfish or not. People always think it's offense, but it's not offense. It's defense. Because if everyone plays as a team on defense, they're pretty hard to beat. You can have a guy go out there individually and get 50 and the team can still win. But it doesn't work that way when you can't defend. And that's what's been happening. We have to have 5 guys out there playing like a balled-up fist and going after every loose ball, being the toughest team in the world to score against. And it really comes down to their minds. I say, guys, you know what? There might be teams that have a little bit more talent than us, and which is fine. But what they don't have to have more than us is the right mental approach and right attitude every game and a big heart. The heart to go out there and make sure that we want to stop people, have desire to get stops every single time down the court, particularly at the end of the game, and have the gumption and the toughness to go up there to knock down free throws and win the game.
Coach, it's Christmas coming up, Saturday game. Tell the fans, kind of challenge them to come to the game.
Well, I would only say that it's a 1 o'clock game. They can get all the last-minute Christmas shopping in. If they want Coach Walker's birthday is the 25th, they can all get me a little gift. Tell them no Kingsbury autographs. I don't want that as a gift. That's fine, though. But they can all just come out and just enjoy it. The guys played hard. They want to build on what happened last game and in the second half. And I think the people enjoy. I think the guys would love for them to come out. And it's an early game, so people can get out and still do what they need to do and just come out and get a precursor of what we're going to see in the Big 12 from our team.
Did you always get doubled up Christmas?
I told somebody the other day, and I don't want to reveal my age, because I'm staying sterling young, but I haven't been doubled up in a long time, shall I say. It's been a while. It'd be nice for it to come around. Saturday would be a good move in the right direction if they want to double me up.
I guess one last thing is you said at the end of the presser on the other night that what you saw in the team in the second half makes you confident that you can compete in the Big 12. Is this game maybe bigger than what any other non-conference game, just because you want to kind of get a notch on your belt when you head into the conference play and you're playing Big 12 teams on a regular basis?
Obviously, I would love to win, and I'd be lying if I'd say that wasn't the case. But again, to me, every game is different, and this game could be even more different, and it comes down to how we respond and do we grow as a team and do we show improvement. And, right now it'd be impossible for me to say what that would be right now, but the number one thing I would love for them to see is play hard and play more together. Even if the shots don't fall or whatever happens that could be a negative for us, that we find a way to stay together, have the right attitude, and fight through it, and that will help us more than anything in Big 12 play. And if it happens that yields a win, I'd be happy. And if it doesn't, at the end of the day, that's what we need from this team with the very young team, just a young mix of JUCO players and freshmen and just guys who've never played at this level. They're coming together. We're seeing improvement, but we want to finish, and that's what it comes down to. There's no more victories in this game. I know we played hard, and everybody loves the fact that we played tough, but Coach Walker expects to win, and the players expect to win, and that's the only thing we're thinking about is going out there and finding a way to win that game on Saturday.